Hey guys, what is up? Rob M here. Welcome to another episode on Rob M Studios. Thanks for tuning in. Today we are going to be talking about the announcement of INJ Plus. I know in my video a couple weeks ago we shared the spoiler of the little snippet of the picture of a card that said INJ Plus on it, and we were all very curious what that meant. And an announcement by Rob Anderson this past week or 2 weeks, depending on when you view this video, announced new packaging for INJ, which would include some additional cards. So before we could dive into that, please hit the like button and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching and tuning in, and we will get into the video about INJ Plus. INJ Plus is going to be the INJ starter decks with new packaging. Includes 6 new cards to be used once players master the starter decks. So from the information we've gathered, all of the previous boxes for the INJ sets have been depleted. They still have plenty of stock of the actual cards because the INJ was the last set to be printed in the mass production technique. And now all the cards are printed on demand. So this gave them the opportunity to include some cards that would help supplement INJ and introduce newer players to other card types. So first up we have the dominant New Jerusalem. Copy the last good dominant played during this phase. So this is also a winner promo card. There are some new winner promo cards coming out. So this is another way for players to get the New Jerusalem card to be able to rescue that additional lost soul with Son of God in case you don't have the second coming. And for newer players, this is also going to be a more affordable way to get the New Jerusalem card. Maybe you're not near a group that does tournaments, so this will be a handy way to get this card. Next up we have is Judge's Seat. Each upkeep, you may take a good Ruth or Judge's enhancement from deck or reserve. While you control a judge, you may discard this card to discard an evil card in a territory. First off, this card introduces fortresses to the starter decks, a card that has not been in the INJ before. So being part of INJ Plus, it gives players the opportunity to dive a little deeper into the game. Playing the Judges and Ruth cards is going to be even a little bit faster since you're going to be able to get a card out of your deck or reserve each upkeep. So Judge's Seat is going to see a lot of play, I want to say, in all those Ruth decks out there. So be on the lookout for that for sure. Next up, we have the Artifact Denarius. Artifacts have not been in the starter decks since the G&H starter decks. So it's nice to see that put back in here just for people to learn some more types of cards. So Denarius says you may take an Evil Roman from deck or a New Testament Gray enhancement from reserve. While you control an Emperor, you may discard this card to draw 3 cards. So you're going to be able to get cards out of your deck with your Romans. And if you want to get that quick draw of 3, you're going to be able to discard the card. So a lot of these cards seem to really be able to help you draw out your deck faster, maybe help you get to Son of God and New Jerusalem quicker. We have Philistine Outpost and Evil Fortress. So we have the good one, now we have an Evil Fortress. And this one says, if attacked, you may play an Evil Philistine from deck or reserve. At any time, you may discard this card to resurrect an Evil Philistine. You're getting a second life for Goliath. While Goliath's not in this starter deck, he is a very powerful Philistine. So if you decide to add cards from, the promos or wherever else Goliath is from, it'll be neat to see how people utilize these cards. And I think really the point and purpose in these plus cards is really giving players the opportunity to have characters to block with, have enhancements to play on your heroes. It's really going to give players a chance to have a more balanced experience with INJ, so I'm really excited to see how these cards work out when you add them into the decks. A Covenant card, the New Covenant, is also included in the INJ Plus cards. As an enhancement, hero may ban to any number of New Testament heroes. As an artifact, you may take a good gospel enhancement from deck or reserve. So each preparation phase, you're going to be able to take a good gospel enhancement from deck or reserve. Just another way to be able to get more cards out of your deck. If you have too many cards, you have plenty of enhancements, maybe you decide to keep it in your hand and play it as a way to ban more characters into battle. Obviously, the choice is going to be up to you, but definitely another mechanic addition. So we have the artifacts, we have the fortresses, and now we have a covenant. So you're going to have to kind of help explain the difference between a artifact and a covenant. So, which I think is pretty simple. This one can be played as either or. You choose when you put it down if you're going to play it during your prep phase as an artifact or into your artifact pile, or if you're going to want to hold on to it in your hand and use it as a good enhancement. So neat to see that in here as well. Last but not least for the INJ Plus cards is the Lost Soul, the first, incidentally, shown last. Alright, so the first Lost Soul says, if put in play and all of your other Lost Souls are meek, you may draw one and top deck this card. So this Lost Soul you might want to switch out with the other Lost Soul in the deck that has a special ability, giving you the chance to use this ability every time it's put into play. So let's break this down for those of you that maybe aren't on the Discord and haven't already seen the discussion of how this card works, as it was spoiled as a possible card for GOC that they never used. So here's a simple scenario. You draw 3 cards. One of those cards drawn is the first Lost Soul. You place it down. You draw another card to replace. So now you've drawn 4 cards for this turn. You check your Lost Souls. You see that all the rest of them are meek, triggering the ability on the first. You get to draw an additional card. So now you've drawn 5 cards this turn. And then the first Lost Soul goes back to the top of your deck, allowing you to do the same thing next turn. So, really, this is just a great way to be able to play more cards out of your deck more quickly. And I think really this runs through this entire INJ Plus set, having cards that access the reserve, having cards that get cards out of your deck faster, whether it's those evil Roman characters, whether it is, a disciple card, whether it is getting out, your judge or your Ruth card. So I think really just the point of this is to, one, get people to learn about different cards like artifacts and special ability Lost Souls, fortresses, covenant cards, giving them a chance to learn about these new cards that aren't in the base INJ decks themselves, and then also just giving you a chance to maybe just have a more even playing field when playing the game, helping you have the resources you need to, have a fun time, have a real battle, have Lost Souls to go after. So I think the leadership team did a great job bringing all these cards together. Rob gave them the opportunity to have 6 more cards in this set because of the new packaging, and I think it really shows the great work that they're doing right now. So let's change gears a little bit here and go over one of the Gospel of Christ spoilers that was released a week or 2 ago. Card number 96 for the Gospel of Christ Phase 1 release is the Persistent Widow, a 3/4 gold hero with a star ability, underdeck a good New Testament enhancement from discard pile. Special ability, you may draw 2. If this hero is defeated, you may top deck her instead, cannot be negated. She is quite persistent. She does not want to be discarded. So, star ability, let's look at that a little bit. You're going to be able to underdeck a good New Testament enhancement from your discard pile. So, maybe there's an enhancement that you love using and, don't like that you can only use it once. You're going to be able to get to use it more than once with this. And then if she's defeated, she's going to be top decked. That's going to allow you to trigger her star ability again as long as you draw her during the draw 8 or the draw 3. So really just, this is a neat little card. I like the background in it. I like the red lettering for Jesus speaking there. And it's just going to be neat to see how this card works, how it plays out, what kind of decks it gets used in. So this is the Persistent Widow. Card number 117 is the Axe Disciple Matthias. You may convert this card to Meek to bounce a character. You may reveal a good dominant from hand to look at the top X cards of deck, X being the number of your disciples. Take up to 1 and underdeck the rest. So we have the ability to use him as purple or as a Meek Clay hero. Obviously, we're waiting to see lots of neat cards that will be able to be played with these characters. But definitely being able to draw more cards out of your deck is always a nice thing. So be able to take that one card and then underdeck the rest. Hopefully you're not underdecking something that you want as well. So it will be interesting to see how much play Matthias gets. Maybe he will be used more just as Meek Clay. It remains to be seen. So guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. And if you are a subscriber, make sure you ring that bell. We are doing lots of great videos about spoilers, about Gospel of Christ, about where the game is going. So really excited to be, playing Redemption right now. So where to buy? Where do we get these new I&J Plus cards? For one, you can order them, I believe, soon on Cactus Games Design. Early February or mid-February, I believe, is going to be the release for those. Another spot where you can do pre-ordering. Go ahead and pre-order now on Your Turn Games, yourturngames.biz. You can order the I&J Plus set with the I&J starter decks and the 6 new cards. Also, there's a spot to order the single cards. So I believe the single cards are running at $2.50 right now, $2.50. That might go up depending on demand. Be sure to check that out. As always, thanks again for watching. Bye now.